Yes, and I was here in Liverpool as an assistant teacher. That's quite important, 40 years ago, and Cornerstone, and for German. And I had a friend who was my mentor, and he was a church person in St. Barnabas, so I sang in the choir there. And then when I retired, I thought, oh, I have to go somewhere, and so we came back to Liverpool. And I like Liverpool because it's a harbour town. Northern Germany, we grew up in northern Germany, and I like the sea, so it's quite a beautiful place. My first really interesting encounter here was the group of Fracture with Phil Morton. I saw they did this, lots of names he gives his performances, and I went to the Mellow Mellow and saw two young men there, Simon Jones and Adam Webster, doing their little things there. I was doing improvisation noises. And I thought, oh, that's really something, because I'm a cellist, really brought up in classical way, and so here they just do something. They experiment with sounds. And so I joined a bit more in Fracture and learned a bit about improvising. I think that was a marvelous thing. It was really something particular about Liverpool. They are musical, a lot of music people, Morton particularly. And yes, I was quite a lot in Fracture. Even did one performance in Fracture with my electronic piece in St. Bride's. But then they turned more to do more acoustic music, so there was no place for my electronic things. Max MSP is a certain program, and formerly it was called Max. Really, it was developed in '95 in Paris, and then much more developed with audio and all these kind of things, still existing. There are certain programs I'm developing it. It's now Max 6 already. I followed it up from Max 3, and they research in Paris. They do researching and bring their results, open it to the public or to me as a kind of member forum. And that's a very good program because it's with objects. So they have hundreds of objects, and they as well give some help so you can use the objects. So all my computer work now is based on these Max MSP, my little joystick as well. And I did a composition now recently, Pacifica. It's a big work, just MSP. So it's can really do terrific things in all the universities here in Liverpool, Hope, but as well Huddersfield and Manchester, and all the new Belfast, all the new composer classes works with Max MSP, because France and the IRCAM, it's called, was a center since years for the musical research, and all the world went there and studied there, all the famous people and all the lecturers and professors here in England as well. Oh, I just read her announcement there in this network, sound network, and then I called her and said, oh yes, I'm interested in it. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing, I can offer a little piece with my music stick. And I know Beethoven quite well because I'm a cellist and played this quartet very often and heard it very often. And so I was quite interested and keen what she's going, what's the connection between it. And then I heard that you can do just 1 minute piece or 4 minute pieces. So I thought that's just right what I can do. I just didn't have really the idea to do, but I thought, yes, just a bit of my my music stick. And the main thing that interests me is this piece of Beethoven has lots of breaks, and really the last piece is really more struggle. He always starts classical in a classical way, and he breaks off. Can't do it. And starts again, breaks off. So I think this is the main interesting thing. Is so you can shorten it. You can just bring out this idea of just trying something and bringing up. That's what we do with our culture nowadays as well. And my instrument is quite good for making music of a little question. So I thought to bring in always a bit of maybe a good quotation or maybe some of my improvisation things, and then just end with a little question. I think that would be quite something to just offer there, to bring in. Yes, what I got is here a standard joystick, and it's made really for flight simulation. On my hands, and I can do 14 triggers, and I can have lots of for instance, I have another thing there to tell you. I have very nice levers here. I can make so for many things I can really use and get any really number I want. And it's much easier, and it's because it's USB. Up to now most people use the MIDI. That's a very important thing, that you can have access to the computer in a physical way. If you really turn it, if you want to make a slide, you have to do something, you have to put yourself into it. I know that music always is physical. It's not because if you see a violinist or so, it's just physical work, or even drummer or whatever it is. And the computer world got very poor just doing with these little things. So no physical access. So all the and that's why it's so cold, and then it sounds so dead. It's just construction. So yes, and for some reason the computer world didn't get into this, because they always said, "Oh, this game." Recently, 2 years ago, no, yeah, 1 year ago, was in Huddersfield. There was a big meeting of computer world, of all American computer world. And I thought, oh, what's about my computer? For me, it's the complete new world to have access to the computer. And even now here, the Hope University, they have a laptop playing group, for instance. Or even the laptop group, and I brought in here from Birmingham. They get on just a slide, and they try to have the touch things somehow, so the mobiles or some touch things. It's quite a whole world of interfaces. But I still think this is the best one. Of course, it's a mono instrument. Some people laugh at it, and it's just mono. But it's another access I have. Music, and particularly the modern electronic music, is so compact and so diffusing. You can't do anything with it. You don't know what you hear, and it's just so I thought this is quite good, really, to go into it and restrict it, and then you can really have a new access to it. Well, this came up, in this way it came up quite recently, and now even I made a version where you can really play tunes, and that's, I hope I can bring it up next Christmas for the children. Number 6 here. Yeah. Or even kind of Beatles song. I guess do this more. Just this one. And a shorter version, of course. That's music. That's too tricky, so number one. Start again. turn and just have to do. Yes, I'm just bringing in my possibility. I had shown them already what I can do. This is what I showed you as well. I prefer this bit of, yes, breaking and asking. I think that's my, could be my element. Not 5 minutes would be a bit long, but I could fill a whole minute or 2 minutes. Then I have to find a certain program, not just a demonstration. I could find out of something to do a kind of quotation. I possibly even, it's quite nice here, this, just put another number, number 4. Sorry, something wrong. Sorry as well. No. No, what a... So, this is... Quatsch. No, also it's a bit on as a kind of recognition. And I could think it would be quite nice to play this recognition of Beethoven, then a little quotation of the Beatles, and that's because I come from Liverpool, yes. And then something more free, just either a bit more with feelings, Beethoven, but still the idea to be something that, and it's breaking down, something breaking down, also some something like that.